Good morning everybody. So today is the upcycle DIY video that I promised you. Okay, we're on day 5 of Thriftmas already. Can you believe it? Daily uploads where basically everything is charity shop related. So I actually found these little guys in the charity shop the other day when we went to Falmouth. Do you remember them? I'm about to put them on my tree and I thought if I start the video now I can show you what I'm doing with them. I just put a bit of twine on them and I'm just hanging them on the tree. Aren't they gorgeous? I love these little shiny ones. They came in a little tub of 10 with like these matte ones in as well. No idea where they were originally from, but they were £4.99 in the sale at the shop to £1.99, and I got them in the charity shop for £4. So I think that's pretty good. They're proper glass as well, and I had my eye on the Habitat ones, but this isn't, by the way, one of the upcycles. It would be a bit sad if it was, wouldn't it? I just thought I'll put some twine on and hang them on my little tree in the background. I don't know, I really like them. I think they're super duper adorable. So I need one round here. I did decorate my actual tree last night, so I feel very festive. Oh, look at that. And yeah, all is well in the world. Should we put one over there somewhere? So anyway, DIY upcycles today. We're going to start on the wooden pigs because that was the kind of leftover craft from the last upcycle. So I don't know if you remember, I bought these bookend pigs. They're so cute. There was 2 of them for £2.50 I found in Camborne, I think it was. I'm pretty sure. Either way, it doesn't matter. I found them for £2.50. I really like them. I like the shape of them. I knew that they would be great little Christmas additions because if you didn't know, we're having a bit of a Merry Pigmas this year. So yeah, let me just start on the DIY and I will show you them once we've done it because they're on my desk here waiting to be seen. So once I've given you that footage, you can see them, okay? So first piggy I painted in a pink. The second piggy I painted in a muted red. I don't know what else to say about that. The pig part I painted a different colour to the base. The base I painted in a white. These are both matte paints, absolutely gorgeous, just so cute and shabby, and I don't know, I bring back the shabby chic, that's what I got to say. Maybe not as much as shabby chic used to be, but you know, we like a little touch of a shabbiness. Anyway, with the base I then painted on these triangles. I wanted it to look a little bit more circusy. This matches some of the previous upcycle things I have in my Decor collection, so I just painted on red triangles and then gold triangles. The gold that I used is the one by Gold, and I always talk about this gold paint. It's the single best gold paint you will try in your life. If you're looking for a true golden metallic acrylic paint, then the Golden Fluid Acrylics Iridescent Gold Deep Fine, that's the one for you. I'll link it in the description. It is expensive, okay, but it's 100% worth it. Just a little bottle goes such a long way. I did 1 layer of the gold on here. Look at the shine on that, absolutely glistening away. I just love it. I cannot recommend this gold paint enough. This isn't an ad, it's just 100% great. All right, I found it myself. I use it all the blooming time. Anyway, for the final little thing on these guys, I just took a nail file and started buffing away to make it a little bit more shabby once the paint had basically dried. So all upcycled now. This is what they look like. I know painting these isn't going to be, you know, to everyone's taste, but it doesn't matter because well, these are mine, okay, so I'm going to keep them as Christmas decorations. I've made them a bit like shabby and a bit like rusticy with the kind of nail file, sanding them back a little bit, but I really like that. I feel like it's giving it definitely just like a little bit of a shabby chic age look. I've obviously done the alternate pink and the red on the base and the top. I think that suits them well, and I think just in my window with like different elements of Christmas, like Christmas trees and maybe some gingerbread men and stuff like that, like I could create a cute little display with these. Really love them. So I'm happy to actually have these. Like, look at all the nice texture up close. Doesn't that look nice? Well, I really like it anyway. Look. Whoa. And their little faces, I absolutely love them. Love the little triangle details that I painted on as well. I like things a little bit circusy once it comes to Christmas. I made an upcycle of like a kind of like merry-go-round horse once with like the base that looks like this, so that will come out at the same time. I will share that in a vlog, I'm sure, to come. So if you want to see how I style these, then that will be probably in a video, or I'll share it all styled up. But for now, the upcycle is done. I'm very happy with them. Very pleased. Now for the second DIY, you've probably seen this girly in the background. I started upcycling this shirt that I bought in a charity shop haul recently, and I've turned her into this angel. I know, isn't she the cutest? I absolutely love her. So literally just a sleeve of the shirt made a whole dress, and then I just used offcuts of fabric that I had kicking around, and I absolutely love her. Look at her little wings on there as well. I gave her a little halo with ginger hair. I thought this was a bit of a complicated upcycle really for for my video, but I got carried away making her. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to make myself an angel. So yeah, I made her. If you don't notice this heart as well, I stole that from the gingerbread man garlands that I'm putting together. I have hordes of gingerbreads on my desk. I am creating some garlands that I'm going to put on my shop. You people have been asking me where those are. They are coming, and I might make one or two of her as well this week once I finish this series before December hits, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, the inspo for this DIY was because I got this girly, okay, from a Christmas market. I don't know when. I'll put a picture on screen. I remember taking a photo of it on my personal Instagram when I bought it. German Christmas market years and years and years and years ago. Okay, so I thought we could use the offcuts from me making that angel and make one. So I made one, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Really fun techniques using this. Obviously you can upcycle any fabric. This is literally just offcuts off of the offcut of a shirt sleeve. Okay, so there it is. Look how sweet that is. Got a little bit of felt wings on there. We'll get into the tutorial of this one, and then we'll move on to the last upcycle at the end. So this DIY is definitely a little bit more complicated than just painting the pigs, but you can bear with me, okay? We use some simple techniques here, and I think you can even make this really easily without a sewing machine. So to start off with, to make a face, you just need a circle of fabric. You want to tack around the edges to create a little drawstring bag, almost like a wonton, and then fill it with some polyfill. You can take stuffing outside of a pillow if you have that as well. You're then going to need some fabric. So this here is just the offcuts that I used of the shirt. You need 2 pieces of this, kind of in a rounded triangle shape, and then you'll need to make some arms and some legs. No, the hands and feet, that's what I want to say. To make the hands and feet, you're going to need to sew a little kind of like elongated tablet shape, basically. It almost looks like a plaster, doesn't it? So sew that around, cut the excess off, and then cut it in half. So you're left with 2 little pieces basically that'll make the hands and the feet. You want to stuff the feet, place them the right sides in on those 2 like triangle pieces for the body, but face them inwards so that when we sew around them and then pull them right sides way around, they're sticking out and all the raw edges are inside. Like I said, you could really easily hand sew this around or machine sew it if you have a machine. Really quickly for me just to go around that with my machine, and then stuffed it and then folded down the raw edges at the top and just stitched that shut. Then took my hot glue gun and hot glued that wonton face to the body with the raw edges just poking out the back, because we'll cover them up later. To create the arms, I did a really simple technique where I basically just made the little hands the same way that I made the feet, by making that little circle shape, cutting in half, stuffing them. I pointed them like the right size way in so that they were, you know, right, well, the raw edges were facing outwards. I rolled up the fabric, then I just stitched down over the kind of hand joint. Then I cut the tube of fabric in half, unrolled it, and basically had this like roll of fabric attached to the hand. So yeah, I mean, the raw edges were still on the other side, but I thought if I just glue that down, it doesn't matter anyway. So I glued that down and basically just copied the little angel that I got from the Christmas market. And this looked like the technique that they were kind of using. So we went with that, glued both of the arms on either side, and then I just hot glued all over the back of the wonton style head and stuck some twine down on top of it. That covered up the back part. And the reason I did that again was just because I looked at how the original angel was made, and that's kind of how they did it, and I was like, well, I would never usually do that, but it was so quick and easy to do. I'm definitely using that technique again, so there's one for you. To obviously make the hair look a little bit more presentable rather than just twine stuck down the back part, I took 3 pieces of twine, plaited it up by stitching either end so that I had this like plait, and then just used some hot glue around the kind of like part of a head where like a headband would be, and I just hot glued that down into place so it looked like she had pretty hair out the front. I did leave the edges of the twine on the back quite rough and ready because I was trying to do this fairly fast, and that was fine because it was going to be covered up anyway. So I took some wool felt and then just free-handed some wings. I just cut that out by folding it over, and then I just hot glued that down into place over those bottom bits of hair so that disguised that, and added on her little angel wings as well. To Add some extra detail like the original one. I just cut out a little heart from the offcut of that felt piece, stitched that down into place, and then for her face I just painted on with acrylic paint. I painted on 2 eyes using a dotting tool, and then with a needle and red acrylic paint I just painted on a mouth just below that. For the loop I just threaded on some loops, stitched that into place, and there she is, look, in all her glory. What a cutie. Oh yeah, and I added blush as well. Do you know what? I could probably put her on the top of the tree, couldn't I? She's probably the right size. Oh, that's a good idea, look. I could put her up there. Wouldn't that be cute? I think I'd actually really like that. Anyway, for the third and final upcycle for today's video, I was going to be upcycling this frame. It's sat by my desk for a while. The original idea I had for this isn't exactly going to work, so I need to come up with something better. So I have this frame left to upcycle. We'll do that together in December sometime, I'm sure. But the third upcycle is one that I bought the other day in this series. I think it would have been on the third day, because I was going to bring upcycles and I didn't have a third one because I just couldn't decide. I bought some little beach huts. I've upcycled them over the weekend, okay, and they're ready. So I'll leave the little tutorial a bit here, and then I'll show you the finished product once you've watched that. So this is how the beach huts first obviously appeared to me. Alright, it had some fishes on it, it had some flags on, some little metal pieces. I pulled these off with pliers and I've actually set them aside for another craft in the future. I'm sure I'll use them for something, so they've gone in my button box. What I did first of all was I started painting the bases. This did take me a little while actually. I did decide I was going to paint around the doors to begin with, but then I thought no, just get to it, and I just started painting each one in a different colour. I changed the colour on them several times before I was happy with the final combination. When it came to the little hole where the flag came out, I just got some paint, I glubbed it on there and just hoped for the best really, so that it just filled up those holes. I was going to add wood filler, but actually the paint took care of the job just fine, and yeah, it is what it is. A few holes still there, but it's rough and ready. We like to see it. I then just went to town with all of the details, me and a tiny brush. I was watching Rocky, like the movie, Rocky Balboa, I was having a great time, and you would think that I was watching a Christmas movie whilst doing this, but I wasn't. Anyway, yeah, so I just started painting the windows on there. They're very easy, just a rounded square with just little dots in, very effective. I did some with 4 windows, I did some with 6 windows, I added some heart details, I added a Christmas tree, a snowman, I painted on a tiny wreath, I added a little garland around this door because it looked a little bit plain. Some of the doors I painted a different colour, like the red ones I painted white, and I just kept going basically. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Some of you have already guessed what this is going to be, okay, but here look at these baby houses. Are you joking? Oh, I've got a little snowman on there, a wreath, a heart, a little Christmas tree. So I was definitely influenced by the one that I saw in the garden centre on the oh, what was it? The 12 Days of Christmas series that I did. Day 1, I went to the garden centre and they had a little piece like this. And I was like, I know I'm going to find something like that, or I might DIY something like it. Well, it happened. I picked this up for £3 the other day in the charity shop. Spent a couple hours in the evening just painting it up. And look at that. A one-of-a-kind little Christmassy village. All in the colours that I kind of like for my decor. And yeah, gorgeous. I'm not going to lie though, my Christmas tree this year, I've gone for a bit of a nostalgic vibe again. I've got like 90s Christmas decorations on there. I've got like the Pickwick lights. Are they called Pickwicks? I think they're called Pickwicks. You know, the ones with like little flowers on and the colours. I've also got clear lights, like warm white lights on there as well, so I could turn the colour ones off if I want them off, but it's giving me that nostalgic childhood feeling at the moment, and I'm very thrilled at it. I can turn those ones off and then just, you know, have all my other bits out. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely love it. I hope you do too. What do you think? Do you think this is better than the beach huts? Well, I think so. This suits my decor better, and yeah, I could use it year after year. Absolutely love it. There was still some glue on and around the reef there. Do you see that? Like they're like little holy bits of glue, but I thought painting the reef around it disguised it. Then I felt like this one needed something around the door, and look at the little garland. Isn't that so cute? I did paint the backs of them as well. Like, I wasn't even that lazy because I'm going to be putting that in the window so you can actually see that on the outside. And I didn't want it to be blue. Sorry, I didn't think that was recording then. But yeah, there it is. Hopefully you enjoyed watching all these upcycles. I am going to go out this afternoon once I've edited this video and go and film day 6. Because 2 more days of Thriftmas left to come. Then I'm going to get crafting again and making the gingerbread garland, so they're ready to go. There is no stopping me at the moment. Jingle bells, I am in the Christmas spirit, okay? Look at these. Oh, just thrilled. I really like all 3 of the little bits that I did there. Even this little angel. I know she was like a little bit more complicated, but there were some fun techniques with her, I thought, and I might make myself a couple extra. Little red check one, a little green check one. Won't that be cute? If we find some fabrics dotting around, I'm sure I've got something in this room that I've got from a charity shop to upcycle, then I will do that in a video together too. Why not? Let's hang out together even more. So many people joining me recently. I feel so blessed. I feel so happy about it. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed the upcycles. Hopefully it didn't disappoint you or anything, because I feel like I hyped that up a little bit. It just took me a little while because I wanted to get all the details right, you know. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Tomorrow's video will be another vlog, and probably day 7 will be too, because I'm itching to get out there at the moment and find some bits for my budget Christmas. But anyway, hopefully you have a fantastic day, and I will see you again tomorrow for day 6 of Thriftmas. Bye.